so long. I've been waiting for a sale, to be honest. And I got a sale. Black Friday sale. In this video, I'm using the REV AIR two different ways. First is a blowout on natural hair, which made my hair easier to straighten. And second, I did a braid out style with textured clip-ins. Clearly, I'm excited, so bear with me, please. This is the REV AIR hair dryer. REV AIR stands for reverse air. It's pretty much like a suction cup. A suction cup, I can't even talk. A vacuum for your hair. And I'm excited to use this on my braid outs, on my twist outs, on my ponytails, on my headband wigs, on my wefts, on my clip-in extensions. Like, the list goes on and on. Let me breathe. So, I'm going to open this. What is this? This is a joke, right? It is a joke. Ah!
Okay, so what happened is that this was like on back order because everyone and their mama was getting this for Black Friday. So while I was patiently waiting for the shipment, they decided to send me a little miniature version of the real thing, but I want the real thing.
Here is the base. You have your tension settings here to control the suction. Under that black knob opens up to the filter. The wand and the hose do detach. I've always been so curious to see what's inside, so here you go. And your 3 temperature controls are on the side. You can neatly wrap your cord when you're done. The storage, however, the storage is a bit rough, but I'm grateful that I have this box. I do wish it came with a lid. I'll make sure to list out the pros and cons during this video. Okay, let's get started finally. Don't mind me. I'm just, taking off my ponytail. So I'm starting with freshly washed and deep conditioned hair. I am natural, so I just want to show you guys my textures, right? So you have something to compare it to. I'm curious how this is gonna go, especially in the middle of my head. Girl, if you know, you know. I made this homemade detangler. I'm gonna take that and smooth it throughout my hair. Now, the instructions say do not use any oil on your hair before you use the REV AIR, but my detangler has oil in it. Shh, don't tell nobody, it's cool. Also, make sure your hair is wet before using the REV AIR, and I'll tell you why in a second. But I'm gonna take this leave-in and saturate my hair. Now with these duckbill clips, you're not supposed to hold it like this. Did you know you're supposed to put your finger in the middle and open it so you have more control that way? Can't say I never taught you nothing. Now that my hair is prepped and detangled, I'm gonna start with a small section. Not gonna lie, using this for the first time was a very interesting feeling. The best way to describe it is that it feels like your hair is in a vacuum, which isn't completely false. The 3 temperature settings are low heat, high heat, and cool shot. I'm using high heat, which is only 220 degrees Fahrenheit. My tension level is at 5 out of 7, and each section took 60 seconds, no lie. Clearly, I was having fun with this. I don't think you're supposed to bounce back and forth like this, but, girl, I don't follow directions, if you couldn't tell.
Get out of here! No!
After every section, I made sure my hair was detangled and wet, like I mentioned before. Why is this important? Because if you start with wet hair, your cuticles will lay flat. And flat cuticles means smooth hair. It also means moisture is locked in. And it also means light is evenly reflected, which adds to the luster that your hair gives off. So smooth, moisturized, and shiny hair is the goal. Did you see how I just combined both of those sections? I love that for me, seriously, because this is saving me so much time. A concern that I had before I bought this was, is this machine gonna really get to my roots the way it needs to? But just look at how it's pulling on my scalp. Now, this isn't in a painful way, and you see the machine is in full contact with my scalp, and it's not hot, it doesn't burn. It's very gentle on my hair. I've been waiting for, the crown of my hair. I was nervous about this section because it's the most coarse part of my hair, and I probably should have wet it more looking back on this footage, but it's cool. Oh, and I turned my tension up to 7 for this part. 60 seconds later, bam! Look at the amazing job this dryer did on my type 4 hair and all of my textures. PSA, we gotta stop hating on shrinkage so much. Shrinkage is a sign of moisturized hair. Once you get the hang of it, you can do each section fairly quickly. I love that I'm able to multitask when using this. You really only need one hand. My entire head took about 25-30 minutes, but it probably would have been quicker if I wasn't filming. After my blowout, the next day, I did 5 cornrows going straight back and left that in for a day. When I took it out, I rocked that as a style for about 3 days. After that, I decided to straighten my hair. So I was able to go from a blowout style to a braid out style to a straightened style, all without having to wash my hair in between. The only extra product I put on my hair was a heat protectant for the flat iron. Lastly, I wanted to see how the REV AIR would perform on textured styles. So I grabbed my clip-ins, washed, conditioned, and detangled them. I also added some leave-in conditioner when I was braiding it down. To make your life easier, you could always double up on the clip-ins like I did. Notice how the ends are nicely coiled. Once you take it out of the REV AIR, the ends are gonna look like this. An easy fix, just add some mousse to the ends of the hair and recoil with your fingers. I like mousse instead of gel because the mousse is fast drying and it has amazing hold. And I just let this sit overnight because I did double up on the weft, so I wanted to make sure this was completely dry. Starting with clean hair, I added some oil to my scalp and smoothed it down my braids. Notice how the color, luster, and texture is a match on my hair. You can't even tell the difference, and that's what you want. Next, I'm just gonna separate the wefts and install the clip-ins one by one. This part is pretty self-explanatory. My advice is to not separate your real hair too much because if it's anything like mine, it's gonna lose definition, and that's exactly what we're trying to preserve. Now for the blending, I'm taking this short piece of hair and I'm gonna grab a small piece of clip-in hair directly underneath that and wrap it around each other. Once I get to the ends, since this part is frizzy, I'm just gonna add some mousse and smooth it down, and then it'll stay put. My real hair, starting in the middle, is being wrapped around the extensions closer to the root. Another technique starts off the same, but the ends of this piece aren't as frizzy as the others. So I'm gonna take my thumb to create some space to hide my real hair inside of the extensions. Then just smooth it out. For extra security, you can grab a neighboring piece and wrap that around. Again, I just wanna make sure you guys catch the finesse. Grab your hair, wrap it around the extension directly below. Before you get to the end, abandon that clip-in hair and swap it out for a new piece of clip-in hair and continue wrapping. I hope you guys found this video helpful. Please leave a comment, subscribe, share with a friend, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.